All right, student handout 4 is, we're going to go over predictions. I'm just going over one problem because that's all we need to take away from this. So turn to the back, I believe, to problem number 6. That's the only problem I'm going to go over. And it says, Kinsley surveyed a random group of 7th graders as to whether they preferred video games, sports, or neither. I guess we know what Javante prefers. Use the survey results to make predictions for the entire 7th grade class with 350 students in it. Okay? Well, I see a chart that they surveyed. Does the chart look like they surveyed 350 students? No. How many did they survey? 40. They surveyed a total of 40 students. Well, A says, what is a reasonable prediction for the total number of 7th graders that prefer video games? Well, in the survey, how many preferred video games? 15. Out of how many kids? 40. It wasn't 15 out of 350. It was 15 out of 40. So if you remember, part over whole, that unit that we went over, that's what we're looking at. That's what we're having to use. So this was what they surveyed. They didn't want to take the time to survey 350 students. So they surveyed 40 to get a generic idea of how many would like video games. Well, how many total students are in the 7th grade? 350. Why would I put that number at the bottom? Because it's the whole, the total. Okay? I want to find a good prediction as to how many like video games based on the information I know. So how did we go about solving this before?
High hill method.
High hill method, or what is that also called? Cross multiplication. So who is getting multiplied here?
15 times 350.
15 times 350 equals that. Then what do I have to do?
Divide by 40.
Divide by 40. And I get 131.25. So what would be a reasonable prediction of 7th graders that like video games?
130.
Why not the decimal?
Because you can't have
a decimal kid.
You can't have part of a kid. You either have the whole kid. I feel like sometimes I have part of your kids here. But because they're not bringing their brains to class. But so my prediction could be 131 students, because is that 0.25 going to round that number up? No. So I could predict about 131 students like video games. B says, based on the information in the table, what is the most reasonable prediction of the number of votes for video games in the next 80 votes? Well, how many did like video games?
15.
Out of how many?
40.
40. So 15 out of 40. We're still using that. But am I looking at the whole 350 students this time? No. How many do I want to look at this time? 80. Where would 80 go? Top or bottom? Bottom. Why the bottom? Because that's the whole group. Alright, so I'm looking for my prediction. Am I going to get the same answer of 131? No. What am I multiplying this time?
15 times 80.
15 times 80 divided by 40. 30. So what would be a reasonable prediction? 30 students. And that's all I really need to go over. If you look at your homework 4, there's actually a back to the homework 4. First time in forever.
Oh my god.
The first
Yeah.
time ever, actually.
Yeah.
Actually, it's the first time ever.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's not fair. Can we not?
I don't want the back done. Just the first 8 problems on the front. But I need to see your fractional setup. So there is this work that has to be written down for all of them.
But what about on the first one? Just like do it again.
Then I guess you better find room.
Put to the side.
And your Geo Packet 3 is due tomorrow. Homework 4 is being checked tomorrow. Thanks for listening. It was a delightful class without Jose.
Wait a minute. You were recording?
Yeah. And
No.
make good grades. What is Jose's? We'll shout it out since he's not here. What is it?
Random cat 72.
Random Cat 72.
A 1.